Welcome to Come Well. This is MIS as I am, as you are. Claim what's under your feet before you claim what's across the street. Claim what's under your feet before you claim what's across the street. Everybody over here claims we're from Africa. Is that so? Is that true, or is that just your truth? Do you know that for sure? Because there were people of dark complexions right here in what was known at one time as Turtle Island. Why are you ignoring what's under your feet? Why are you giving more attention to what's across the street? And there's nothing wrong with giving attention to what's across the street. I mean, it's right there. You can see it. It's there. But do you know or have any knowledge or gnosis about what's underneath your feet? Right here in this soil, they call America, which really derived from Amaru Aka or Amaru Ika. And these were languages from dark complexion people. So, people that were here, if you go back 5,000 fathom and more, you have a people that were known as the Olmec, Olmec. You also had a dark complexion people called the Mayan. You also had a dark complexion people called the Aztec. You also had a dark complexion people called the Inca. They've been here the whole time, even when the Egyptian dynasty was being held. They were here holding down law on these grounds, on this floor, on this soil, on this dirt, on this landmass. Now, don't get me wrong. I have African genes within me from my father's side, West Africa to be exact, from the Akan. But I also have Cherokee blood within me, which is from here, underneath this landmass. And the more where Cherokee derived from was Chiriquah, and Chiriquah derived from Aniyunwiya. And the Aniyunwiya, if you trace all the way back, it comes from a people that predated and dated the Olmec people. Do your math, do your research, do your history, do your mystery. So you have to understand, it's not about claiming what's across the street and just ignoring what's underneath your feet. That is totally asinine. That's backwards. That's oxymoronic. You have to claim what's underneath your feet. First and foremost, you should not know more about what's across the street than you know what's going on underneath your feet. You should not know more about what's going on in somebody else's home than you do in your own home. I think we became Africa fanatics, a little too infatuated. Yes, everything has its purpose, absolutely. But don't forget Turtle Island right here where we had dark complexioned people, melanated people. Don't believe those pictures that are being shown all over the internet with people who are not dark complexion or have wide phenotypes, big lips, wide noses, dark, very dark, black, dark maroon, dark burgundy skin. Like my grandmother, Moselle. I said, Grandma, I'm black. She said, yeah, boy, but you're also Cherokee. You got to understand what Cherokee is. She was a very dark woman, maroon woman, burgundy woman, burgundy black, maroon black woman. Long, long hair. Very long hair. Beautiful hair. Never really understood it till later on in my life while she kept saying, oh, yeah, that's right, but don't forget your Cherokee heritage. So Growing up, I always thought it was what the pictures were showing, what we seen on TV and movies, what a Cherokee man or a Cherokee woman looked like, but that couldn't have been more further from the truth. Couldn't have been more further from the truth. So I did my own research, did my own study. This is how I understood where Cherokee came from Chiricahua, and Chiricahua came from Aniyunmuya. Yes, there were native people from here that got sent over to Africa, and African people that came over here and intermingled and mixed. There was more African men that came over here, and then African children, and a small percentage of African women that came over during the transatlantic slave trade. And there was a whole other aspect of the indigo, because I don't like saying Indian, because Indian just comes from the indigo people. The indigo people went over there. So there was a mixing and the breeding. So all I'm saying, like I said once again, is just to claim what's underneath your feet before you claim what's across the damn street. Because if you claim what's across the street before claiming what's underneath your feet first, it's equivalent to claiming the following minute but ignoring the present moment. It's equivalent to cleaning someone else's home without cleaning your home first. It's equivalent to claiming someone else's child and not claiming your own child. It's equivalent to saying hi to a stranger before greeting good morning to your loved one inside of your own home. It's equivalent to doing someone else's homework before completing your own homework. It's equivalent to, well, basically, in your Bible, it says know thyself, right? It doesn't say know thy neighbor first, then thyself after. It says know thyself. You have to ask yourself these questions sometimes. Why did you come out of a womb here on this landmass? Come out of a womb on this landmass? Why did you first open your eyes here on this landmass? Why did you take your first breath here on this landmass? These things should automatically open certain doorways in your mind or spark something in you to pay attention to the present moment and the present surrounding that you are surrounded by. Pay attention to what is here. Find out what this landmass is about. Because I'm just as much Olmecian as I am African. I'm just as much Mayan as I am Egyptian. I'm just as much Inca as I am Akan. You understand the point? But I have to understand what the hell is underneath my feet first. I actually went in reverse. I started learning more about Africa and certain places over there, and the people and the customs and the tradition and the spiritual systems and things of that nature before I started to learn what was actually here on this landmass. The something woke up in me and said, pay attention to what the hell is underneath your feet, what's under you right now. Learn this landmass. What were the many names of the many people, the many tribes, or the many customs, or the many civilizations that were right here underneath my feet? There was a void in me that needed to be fulfilled immediately. So I'm not saying not to research Africa, not to research Egypt or Kemet or Ethiopia or Sudan or Nubia or Kush or Punt or whatever you want to study is fine. Because we're all last. We've all been hit over the head, bamboozled and fooled for a long time. And we're all mixed. But like I said, you were born here. You opened your eyes here. You took your first breath here. You came out of a womb that was here. For some reason, your spirit chose to be here on this landmass for some divine reason. You wasn't born on that landmass. You were born on this landmass. What was the reason that you were born on this landmass? But you have three stages of when things separated or there was a continental drift. At first, it was Pangea when all this landmass was all just one bunched landmass, and there were streams and rivers in between the landmasses. There wasn't oceans. Then you have Lemuria, and then you have Gondwana. And Gondwana was the final completion after all this landmass that separated oceans formed in between these landmasses. But you have to have a Pangea mindset. You have to bring all the pieces together. That is being of the mind of what you call God. But since we're in this present state at the moment, you have to pay attention to what's right here, right now, around your surroundings, in your area, the perimeter of your environment. Learn what's right here. Go look up the Olmec. Go look up the Mayan. Go look up the Inca. Go look up the Aztec. These are where these Indians or these indigo people and these indigo tribes derived from. Where the Chittiquah came from, where the Aniunwayab came from. This is what you have to study and research. I think it's very important and very valid, very relevant that we begin to study just as much here as we do in Africa. About Africa this, Africa that. What about right here? And don't get me wrong, I have African friends, I have African family, I have African in me. But this is what we are first thrown in our face, that we are from over there and we're not from here, which is bullshit. Learn what's here. When you get some information, do your homework and your due diligence, share some back with me. Because I got a lot more to say. This is going to be a short, brief video for today. Where we can trade knowledges and share and build. Okay? Other than that, just wanted to say that at the moment. So, that's pretty much what it is for today. If you want to support the purpose, Cashapp will be on the screen. bluamas, Cashapp BLUAMAS. All support goes towards building libraries, maintaining living circumstances, supplies utilized for sessions and classes, future spiritual projects, book printing and distribution, website development and sustainment, and continuing private and public events held for seekers on this path to return. Your support is appreciated, and inward, onward to you and yours. Am I as I am, as you are.